Pause 3 seconds. Fist of Blood 2, released on May 26, 2023. The story begins as Ryujin Nakamura, defeated by his son Kenji, resides a secluded area and begins his training. Reflecting on his previous confrontation with Kenji, he learns of the pendant that was around Kenji's neck. The power he sought after was inside the pendant, which awakened his power. After hearing about his son training with the Nishijo clan, an evil smirk spreading across Ryujin's lips. Set 2 years after the events of the Chi-no Ken tournament, Kenji Nakamura, after defeating his father Ryujin Nakamura, lives in Shibuya with his cousin Tsubaki Nishijo and the Nishijo clan. During his time there, Kenji trained under the tutelage of the clan's elder. One night, Kenji began to have nightmares, triggering an evil force within him. The elder suspects the pendant Kenji wears may be the source. The elder looks at the pendant and notices a slight crack in it. Out of nowhere, Kenji attacked the elder in a blind rage and escaped the Nishijo temple. Within a week, another Chi-no Ken tournament was announced. Miku returns to Kyoto after visiting her grandfather 2 years ago. Puzzled about what happened in the previous tournament, she hoped to meet Kenji again to thank him, but his whereabouts remain unknown to her. Now 17, she continues to attend classes and runs into a student there named Jun Mizuki, who she later has a quarrel with after hearing about the upcoming tournament. Apparently, Jun is an old rival of Miku's from another school Miku attended as a child. Jun Mizuki is an 18-year-old young woman whose spunky attitude rivals that of Miku. An old friends becomes rivals. Jun and Miku's rivalry traces back to their childhood. They were the top students of Miku's grandfather, until Jun was defeated by her in a sparring session. Unable to accept defeat, Jun challenged her again, but Miku moved to Tokyo due to her grandfather's employment. With the upcoming tournament, Jun is ready for a rematch. Quan Williams returns for an opportunity to face Kenji after finding out in the previous tournament that he's the son of Ryujin Nakamura. Asuka Nishiju, the current leader of the Nishiju clan, is sent on a mission to capture her nephew Kenji Nakamura after learning about the elder being attacked. As she senses the same evil power as she and Tsubaki did 2 years ago, Asuka enters the second Chi-no Ken tournament alongside Tsubaki to find out what's going on. Successful in his franchise, Ryo considered retiring from fighting to become a full-time chef. However, he receives a letter that his old friend was attacked and is in the hospital. Once he got there, Ryo was made to promise his friend to train his daughter in the art of jiu-jitsu. This daughter's name is Patricia Martinez. In fact, Patricia's father and Ryo were long-time sparring partners. Patricia explains her father's tragic illness, and Ryo takes her in and trains her for the upcoming tournament, as Patricia also works as an employee at Ryo's restaurant. Kyosho and the remaining ninjas of the Shirayuki village rebuilt the shrine after it was destroyed 2 years ago. Kyosho reads the scrolls and comes across a very disturbing revelation. The scrolls contains a myth of an ancient demon that was long ago sealed away. Later that evening, Kyosho receives a letter from his master and adopted father, Gonzo Shirayuki, telling him to seek him out. Upon hearing about the second tournament, a confused Kyosho enters. Hachi Hinogami lost to Kyosho in the previous tournament and was later told Kenji defeated Ryujin and would be training under the Nishijo clan. Respecting his pupil's decision, Hachi returned home. 2 years later, a second tournament was announced. Hachi suspects that Ryujin is still alive and enters to investigate. Gonzo Shirayuki, Kyosho's father, whom Kyosho believed to have died, is still alive. During the ambush 2 years ago, Gonzo was taken into the Nakamura Empire's research facility to be test subject for various experiments. As a last resort, and with a shred of humanity, Gonzo writes Kyosho to find him as he is being mind-controlled. The tournament begins. Kenji defeats Hachi. As the two are excited to see each other again, the reunion is cut short as Hachi informs Kenji that Ryujin may be still alive. Miku defeats Jun. Quan defeats Diego Denver, a pro wrestler whose goal was to win the tournament for the prize money. Asuka defeats Tsubaki. Tsubaki's interference in Asuka's mission to capture leads to this confrontation. Tsubaki, not willing to back down, even after being defeated by her mother, looks for Kenji. Bearing a hatred towards Kenji, Asuka plans on killing him for attacking the Elder. Ryo defeats Patricia and advances to the quarterfinals against Kyosho Shirayuki. Before their battle, Kyosho finally finds Gonzo, who is indeed being controlled by a group of mad scientists. Kyosho defeats him and escapes the facility with Gonzo. The quarterfinals begins as Kenji Nakamura and Quan Williams get ready to fight. Quan's blood begins to stir as he finally gets to fight Kenji, the son of Ryujin Nakamura, the man who killed his father. Kenji defeats Quan after a grueling showdown. Unable to accept the loss, Quan attacks Kenji, but ends up being knocked out by him as the evil power awakens inside Kenji again. Quan, shocked with horror, leaves the tournament arena. Miku defeats Asuka and finds from her that Kenji is in danger. Believing that Ryujin may be alive, both Miku and Asuka look for Kenji. Ryo is defeated by Kyosho Shirayuki. A few days later, the semi-finals begin. Kenji Nakamura is yet again to fight Miku Hiroshima. Feeling nostalgic about their previous encounter, Miku challenges Kenji to fight. She tells him that she won't hold back like last time. Unfortunately, Miku is defeated, but she notices Kenji's strange behavior. Ryo, after being defeated by Kyosho, leaves the tournament with Patricia to continue working at the restaurant. The finals: Kenji Nakamura versus Kyosho Shirayuki. During their fight, a horrifying revelation has occurred. The scrolls Kyosho read has ties with the Nishiju clan and the ancient demon Yamazaki. It is revealed that the demon Yamazaki was the demon that the Nishiju clan sealed away hundreds of years ago, and now has possessed Kenji. Kenji defeats Kyosho. However, to everyone's surprise, a familiar foe comes out of the shadows: Ryujin Nakamura. Kenji and Ryujin face off against each other yet again, confirming Hachi's suspicions. After a long fight, Ryujin finally falls. At the moment, Kenji morphs into Yamazaki and destroys the tournament site. Hours after the tournament, June visits her mother's grave to pay her respects and promises one day she'll defeat Miku. Quan, after losing to Kenji, spends the night at a hotel. While there, he gets ambushed by a group of thugs as he defeats them. Afterwards, he gets details on the actual culprit who killed his father, Shinmaru Amakusa. Quan finds a photograph of him and he leaves the hotel. Asuka, Tsubaki, Kyosho and Gonzo enter an old temple where they find Kenji struggling with the power. Asuka uses a talisman to extract the demon Yamazaki from Kenji, which she is successful. Kyosho and Gonzo try to vanquish the demon, but were defeated in the process. As the temple burns down, Kenji and the others face off against Yamazaki, which results to just Kenji and Yamazaki clashing. Ultimately, Kenji defeats Yamazaki, but the demon disappears without a trace. Kenji tells Asuka that their showdown isn't over yet. Now, with the Nishiju clan's secret exposed to the world, Asuka targets Kenji and Ryujin. She kills Ryujin, but Kenji defeats her with the help of Tsubaki, who later becomes the new leader of the Nishiju clan after the Elder explains the reason for Yamazaki's resurrection. The power of Yamazaki was concealed inside the pendant and sealed away in a scroll by the Shirayuki ninja clan, given to the Nishiju family at that time with the duty to protect it.